can me become the figure is me Fraser, Marian, Craig, and me Basistan family. Mexico is strong woman. Mexico is a strong woman who always lift me up. There are 20 there are 20 hours with 40 minutes. The figure is me Fraser, Marian, Craig, and my Basistan family. Mexico is a strong woman who always lift me up. My loyal and dedicated staff will continue to make me proud. To the love of my life, Miley and Sasha, my two precious pieces who are my reason of being, and finally Para, who always promised me an interesting journey. Preface. When I was March 2017, March 2017, when I was a kid, my inspiration was simple. I want a dog, I want a house that had started in it, two floors for one family. I want for some reason a food station wagon instead of the two-door brick that was my father's pride and joy. I used to tell people that when I grew up I was going to be a pediatrician. Why? Because I love being around little kids and I could learn that it was pleasing answer for I to hear. Oh, a doctor was a good choice. In those days I worked with days and was my older brother around managed I was no matter what to get at school. I was and I speak in English. What's the matter? I was picked and was my older brother around and managed. I would no matter what to get out of school and was ambition, so I didn't know exactly what I was shooting for. No, I think it's one of the most useless questions adult can ask a child. What do you want to be when you grow up? As I grow up, it's finished. As I go at some point, you become something else at the end. So far in my life, I've been a lawyer, I've been a vice president, a hospital director, and a profit that helps young people with meaningful careers. I've been working class black student and a fancy mostly white college. I've been a working class black student in a fancy mostly white college. I've been the only woman, the only African American, in a sort of norms. I've been a bright, stressed up new mother, a doctor tuned up with grave, and until recently was the first lady of the United States of America. Of green of America. America, sorry, America. A job that's not officially a job, but that not less like giving a platform than nothing I could have imagined. It challenged me, humbled me, lifted me up, and shut me down. Sometimes all at once. I'm just beginning to process what took place over these last years from the moment in 2006 when my whole family started talking about running for president to the cold morning this winter when I climbed into a limo with Melania Trump, accompanying her to her husband's inauguration. It's been quite right. When your first lady, America shows itself to you, its strength is being to fundraisers, private homes, and look more like an art museum. Houses where people on bathtubs made for gemstone. I visit families who lost everything in New York and Katsina and were tearful and grateful just to have a working refrigerator and stove. I encounter people and think to be shallow and hypocritical and others. Teachers and military spouse and so many more. Whose spiritus are so deep and strong in stagnation, and I've met kids, lots of them all over the world, who crack me up and fill me with hope and who blessedly manage to forget about my little ones who start rooting around the deed of the garden. Since stepping reluctantly into public life, I've been held up as the most powerful woman in the world and taken down as an angry black woman. I want to ask. Eight with 44 minutes. 8 with 44 minutes. I think I visit families who lose everything in Rick and Katrina and with tearful and grateful just to have working refrigerator and stove. I've been grateful and grateful just to have a worker. I encounter people I think to be shallow and hypocritical and others, teachers and military spouse and so many more, whose spirits are so deep and strong it's astonishing. And I meet kids, lots of them all over the world, who grab me up and fill me We hope and we pleasantly manage to forget about my duty once we start rooting around in our garden. Since stepping reluctantly into public life, I've been hit oops, the most powerful woman in the world attacking Dawn as an angry black woman. I want to ask my detectives which part of the friends matters to them the most. Is it angry or black or woman I've made of photos with people who call my husband or river mines on national television but still what I friend keeps it for the mantle. I had about some empty parts of the internet that question everything about me, right down to whether I'm a woman or a man. A sitting US congressman has made fun of my boot. I've seen hurt, I've been furious, but mostly I've tried to lock this stuff off. There's a lot still I don't know about America, about my life, about what the future might bring, but I don't know myself. My father phrased to me to work hard, love often, and keep my word. My mother Marian showed me how to think for myself and to use my voice. Together in a crap apartment on the south side of Chicago, they helped me see the value of a story, in my story, in the large story of the country, even when it's not pretty or perfect, even when it's more real than you want it to be. Your story is what you have, what you will always have, it is something to own. For 8 years, I lived in the White House, a place with more state that I can count, plus elevators, a bowling alley, and a huge florist. I sleep in a bed that was made up with Italian lines or made with cooked via with glass chefs and delivered with professional more highly trained tattoos and a 5-star restaurant. Or made with cooked via with glass chefs and delivered with professional more highly trained tattoos at any 5-star restaurant or hotel. Secret Service agents with their earpiece and guns and deliberative flat expressions. Still to say or those doing their best to stay out of their family's private life, we could use it. We got used to it. Eventually, sort of the strange grandeur of Revolution and also the constant quiet presence of others. The White House is where you two girls play by in the hallway, and clean chairs of the South Lawn. It's where Barack sat. It's where Barack sat up late at night, pouring over preference and dark of specials in the treaty room, and where Sunny, one of our dogs, something popped up in the rock. I have exposed in the treaty room, and where Sunny, or the dog, something popped in the rock. I could stand on the Truman balcony and watch the tourists pushing with their selfie stick and peering through the iron fence. Trying to guess at what going on inside the weird eyes when I feel suffocated with the fact that our window had to be kept just for security, that I couldn't get some fresh air without causing a fuss. There were times when I was struck with the whites. Magnolias blooming outside, the everyday was still covered and I just need a machete and military virtue. There were days with Salmon when I hate politics. And there were moments when the beauty of this country and its people so overwhelmed me I couldn't speak. When I was sober, even if you see coming even as your final words, I feel with emotional goodbye. The day itself is still a blue and can go on a big one. One night goes repeated, one president furniture gets carried out while another comes in closer are empty and refilled on the span of a few hours. Just like that, there are new hits on the new pillows, new temperaments, new dreams, and when it ends, when you walk out the door that last time from the world's most famous authors, you are left in many ways to think yourself again. So let me start here with a small thing that happened not long ago. It was a home in the rabbit hole that my family recently moved into. A new house is about 2 minutes from the old house on a quiet neighborhood street where still set clean it. In the family room, our furniture is arranged the same way it was in the White House. With good momentos around the house that remain to see what area photos of our family time at Camp David had made posts given to me by an American student, a book signed by Nelson Mandela. What was strange about this night was everyone was gone. Barack was traveling, Sasha was old friends, Malia been living and working in New York, finishing her gap year in future college. It was just me or two dogs and a silent empty house like I haven't known in 8 years. And I was hungry, walked down the stairs from our bedroom with the dust following on my heels. In the kitchen, I opened the fridge. I found a loaf of bread, two pieces, and laid them in the toaster oven. I opened a cabinet and got to the plate. I know it's a weird thing to say, but to take a plate from a shelf in the kitchen with a neon freeze sitting than they get it for me. To stand by myself watching Brad turn brown of the toaster feels close to a return my old life as I come. Or maybe my new life just beginning to announce itself. In the end, I didn't just make toast, I made um, and I was hungry, whether to stay from our bedroom, following my house in the kitchen. I opened the fridge, I found a lot of bread, took out two pieces and laid them in the toaster oven. I opened a cabinet and got to the plate. I know it's a weird thing to say, but to take a plate from a chair in the kitchen with a neon fresh student and they get it from me to stand by myself watching bread so brown in the toaster feel as close into a return to my old life I come. Maybe my new life is beginning to announce itself. In the end, I didn't just make toast, I made cheese toast, moving my slits of bread to the microwave and making a fat mess of gooey cheese that big with them. Tableau d'époque in l'invention mobile che dopo testar direttamente poi votre telephone. I then carried my plate outside to the backyard. I didn't have to tell anyone I was going. I just went. I was in bed wearing a pair of shorts. The yellow winter had finally left. The cockroaches were just starting to push out on the beds along our back wall. The eggs smelled like spring. I sat out the step of the veranda, feeling the warmth of the day sun still caught in the sleep beneath my feet. A dog started barking somewhere in the distance, and my young dog paused to listen, seeming momentarily confused. It occurred to me that it was hearing sound for them, given that we didn't have neighbors, let alone neighbors with us at the White House. For them, all this was new. The dog started somewhere in the distance, and my ears were exposed to listen, seeming momentarily confused. It occurred to me that it was hearing some of them, given that we didn't have neighbors, let alone neighbor dogs, at the White House. From then on, this was new, and the dogs loved up to explore the perimeter of the yard. get my toes in the dark, feeling alone in the best possible way. My mind wasn't on the group of wars with guns, stainless that could hunt just away at the custom would command put inside our garage, but the fact that I still can walk to a street without security that side. I wasn't thinking about the new president, or for that matter the old president either. I was thinking instead about how in a few minutes I would go back inside my house, watch my plate in the sink and get up to bed. Might be opening a window so I could feel the spring night, how glorious that would be. I was thinking too that stillness was affording me a spiritual opportunity to reflect. As feel like they get to the end of abusive with a need to be remain cold her started, but time is beginning to feel different. My girls who arrived at the White House with the Polly pockets and blanket named Blinky and stood tiger named Tiger are not teenagers, young women with plans and voice of their own. My husband is making his adjustment to life after the White House, catching his own brand, and here I am in the new place with a lot I want to say. Becoming me. I spent much of my childhood listening to the song of Stripping. It came in a form of bad music, of the less amateur music coming up to the floors of my bedroom. The blink, blink, blink of the students sitting to time and my dad and Robert piano, slow and perfectly learning this game. My family lived in the South Shore neighborhood of Chicago, in a tiny brick bungalow that belonged to Ruby and her husband Terry. My parents ran an apartment on the second floor while Robbie and Terry lived on the first. Robbie was my mother's aunt and had Ro- Robbie was my mother's aunt and had his generous to other managers, but to me she was kind of terror. Grim and serious, she directed the choir at a local church and was also a community resident piano teacher. She wore sensible hair and kept a pair of reading glasses on a chain around her neck. She had a sly smile but didn't appreciate sarcasm the way my mother did. It sometimes here she would know her students for not having practiced enough that she would know their parents for delivering them like two lessons. Good night, she exclaimed in the middle of the night, with the same blast of desperation someone else might say. Oh, for God's sake, if it seemed could live up to Robbie's standard. The sound of people saying, however, became the soundtrack to our life. There was blinking in the afternoon, blinking in the evenings, letting from church something come over to practice hymns. Waiting the implicit 2 hours under Robbie's rules, kids who took piano lessons were allowed to work on only one song at a time. From my mom, I listened to then attempting note by uncertain note to win her approval, graduating from Hot Cross Buns to Brahms Lullaby, but only after many tries. The music was never annoying, it was just persistent. It crept to a stairwell that separated all space from Robbie's. I tried to open windows in summertime, accompanying my tugs as I played with my Barbies of little kingdoms made of logs. The only receipt came when my father got home from an early shift and the city's water treatment plant and proved they could game on TV. Boosting volume just enough to blow it all out. This was the tail end of the 1916 of the south side of Chicago. The Cubs weren't bad, but they weren't great either. I sat on my dad's lap in the recliner and listened to him narrate how the Cubs were in the middle of a late season song of why Billy Williams, who lived just around the corner from us Constant Avenue, had such a sweet swing from the left side of the plate. This was the posting the bullying not to blow. The only respite came when my father got home from an early shift and the city's water treatment plant and put the keeps Kibi posting the bullying just not to blow at all. This was the tail end of the 1960s. 1960 on the south side of Chicago. The kids weren't bad, but they were great. Either I sit on my desk lap in my recliner and listen to him narrate how the kids were in the middle of a lecture zone or while Billy Williams, who lived just around the corner from us on Constant Avenue, had such a sweet swing from the left side of the plate. What said the barbaric America was in the midst of a massive and uncertain shift. The Kennedys were dead. Martin Luther King Jr. had been killed standing on the balcony in Memphis. 41%. It's a knock. Setting notes reels across the continent, including Chicago. The 2,868 Democratic National Convention turned bloody as police went after Vietnam War protesters with batons and tear gas in Grant Park. About 9 miles north where we live, white families Manway were moving out of the city in tubes, Louisville suburbs. The promise of better school, more spies, and probably more witnesses too. None of the reality registered with me. I was just a kid, a girl with Barbies and blocks, with two parents and an older brother who slept at night with his head about 2 feet from mine. My family was my world, the center of everything. My mother taught me how to write early, walking me to the public library, sitting with me as I zoomed outwards of the page. My father went to work every day dressed in the blue Mother taught me how to write early, walking me to the public library, sitting with me as I sounded outwards on the page. My father went to work every day dressed in the blue uniform of the city laborer. With an age he chose what it meant to love jazz and art. As a boy, he taken class at the Art Institute of Chicago, and in high school he painted and had been a competitive swimmer and boxer in school too. And as an adult was a fan of every television sport. From professional golf to the NHL, he appreciates seeing some people excel. When my brother Craig got interested in basketball, my father propped coins above the door frame in our kitchen, encouraging him to live for them. Everything that mattered was within a 5-block radius. My grandparents and cousins. The church on the corner where we were not quite regular at Sunday school, the gas station where my mother sometimes sent me to pick up a pack of Newports, and the liquor store, which also sold Wonder Bread, penny candy, and gallons of milk. On hot summer nights, cried a night dust off to the sound of cheers from the adult league football games going on a nearby. Craig, que es por the apprentice games, Craig. Roventry, Craig. Redwood Sky. You again. Every time my dad was within a 5 radius, my grandparents and cousins that showed in the corner where we were not quite regulars in Sunday school. Every time my dad was away in a 5 radius, my grandparents and cousins that showed on the corner were not quite regular at Sunday school. The gas station where my mother sometimes sent me to pick up the pack of new purse and the liquor store, where I just saw Wonder Bread, penny candy, and gallons of milk. On hot summer nights, cried a night dust off to the sound of cheers from the adult league football games going on the nearby Fleury Park, where we die weekly on the playground, jungle gym, and play tag with other kids. Kyle and I are not quite 2 years apart in age. He's got my father's soft eyes and optimistic spirit, and my mother's implacability. The two of us have always been taking part thanks to an unwavering and somewhat inexplicable allegiance that seems to feel for his babysitter right from the start. There's an early family photograph, a black and white, of the four of us sitting on a couch, my mother smiling as she holds me on her lap, my father appearing serious and proud with cry perched on his. We're dressed for shoes or maybe a wedding. I'm about 8 months old, and a push face. But he's got my father in bad times and yes, yes, yes. I put the phones on a push face, no nonsense bronze in the upper sun, and irony white, just looking ready to slide out of my mother's clutch. Staring into the cameras as I might say my it. Next to me is Carl, gentlemanly in a little booty and Jewish jacket, purling an earnest expression. He's 2 years old and already devoted of brotherly vigilance and responsibility to some extent towards mine. His finger wrapped protectively around my fat waist. At the time the photo was taken, we were living across the hall from my father's parent in Parkway Gardens, an affordable housing project on the south side of my old and modernist apartment buildings. It had been built in the 1916, and I was designed as a co-op meant to case a post-World War II housing shelter for black working class families. Later, it would deteriorate under the ground of poverty and gun violence, becoming one of the city's most dangerous places to live. Long before this took, when I was still a toddler, my parents had met as teenagers and married in their mid-twenties, accept an offer to move a few minutes to Robian Terrace Place in a nice neighborhood. On Eckloot Avenue, we were two households living under one very big roof. Judging from the layout, the second floor space had probably been designed as an in-law apartment, meant for one or two people, but Ford also found a way to fit it inside. My parents slept in the lone bedroom where Kurt and I shared a bigger area than I assumed was intended to be living room. Later, as we grew, my grandfather furnished my mother's father, who was enthusiastic, if not deeply skilled carpet, broke over cheap wooden paneling and put a matching partition to divide the room into two semi-private spaces. He had a plastic accordion due to each patient had a little common play area from where we could keep toys and books. I'll show you this after. I love my Ronnie what you begin known for a twin bed on narrow days. I can love my Ronnie what you begin known for a twin bed on narrow days. I cuddle my stuffed animal on the bed, painstakingly tucking them under my head each night as a form of brutal comfort. Monkey said that the white crab lived a sort of mirror exit with his own bed pushed up against the paneling parallel to mine. The partition between us was so flimsy that we could tag as we lay in the bed at night, often tossing a violet sock back and forth to at the 10-inch gap between the partition and the ceiling as we did. And Robbie Manuel keeps your part of the house like let's see. And Robbie Manuel keeps part of the house las amosel on the furniture swatch and protect plastic that felt kind of sticky on my bad legs when I dare sit on it. Her chest was loaded with porcelain figures we were allowed to touch. I let my hand hover over a set of sweet faced glass poodles. A delicate looking mother and six tiny puppies, and then put it back. Feeling Robbie's wrath, the election weren't happening. The was deadly silent. The fifth floor was deadly silent. The television was never on, the radio never played, I'm not even sure the two of them talked much down there. Television was never on, they never played. I'm not even sure the two of them talked much down there. Rabbit husband full name was William Bato Terry, for some reason we called him only by his last name. Terry was like a shadow, and this teacher's looking man who watched it be sweet every day. The way and pretty much never said a word. I came to think and understand as two different universes ruled over by competing sensibilities star. We were noisy and unapologetically so Carl and two bars and chased each other around the apartment. We sprayed pledged furniture polish on the wood floor on the hallway so we could lay farther and faster on our socks. Often crashing into the walls, we hear brother and sister boxing matches in the kitchen. Watching the two sets of gloves my dad had given us for Christmas, along with personality instruction on how to land a proper jab. At night as a family we play board games. Ay, ya me aburrí. Ya me aburrí. Part 7. Extract. The Goldfinch. Allons-y avec ça sujet. Alexandre Boteco, Nicolas Catella. Introduction. Le Japon est l'un des pays les plus sûrs du monde, avec un nombre d'homicides qui est passé comptant depuis le début du 20e siècle, une législation sur les armes parmi les plus élevées. La criminalité violente s'est cantonnée de plus en plus à ce règlement de comptes entre bandes de yakuza rivales. La violence des rues et l'agression sont quasiment nulles. En cette atmosphère sûre que l'on ressent lorsqu'on se promène dans les rues, même dans une mégalopole comme Tokyo. Lorsque je me suis installé au Japon il y a 20 ans, j'ai découvert une société à passer de tensions qui agitait nos quotidiens européens. Mais j'ai aussi raconté un peu qui vite sur les non-dits et qui traversent difficilement pour les semaines du modèle familial autrefois et socle sociétal. La violence est le plus souvent tournée contre soi-même. La violence est le plus souvent tournée contre soi-même dans l'échec, où la simple perte de la défaite peut devenir un cauchemar invariable pour beaucoup, surtout chez les plus jeunes. Cette opération est l'éclatement de la cellule familiale traditionnelle et protective poussant parfois certains individus déjà fragiles par nature à passer de l'accès grâce à des criminalités violentes en autant plus d'impact sur la population. Et très souvent, ils s'en disent beaucoup plus qu'il n'y a. Paraît sur cette société à l'apparence parfaite. Au fil des recettes que j'avais pu proposer pour béquer des criminels très jeunes et souvent d'esprit encore plus de jeunesse, souvent des enfants, car bien que la délinquance augmente légèrement chez les personnes âgées, vieillissement de la population obligée, elle se cantonne à des actes de vol de la profitable la fin des mois. Dois-nous voir futura y se nous dépose à l'autre. Au revoir. Fin.